I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am.
Recognize that? Yep, it's the sound of an adult reading to a child. One of the delightful opportunities volunteers have when they foster grandparent through AmeriCorps Senior. Now, today we talk to Atalaya Sergi, the Executive Director of AmeriCorps Senior, about a world of opportunity and life satisfaction that's open to you as you travel and in your own local communities. Thank you for joining us on The Ageless Traveler, dedicated to making lifelong travel easy so you never stop traveling. I'm your host, Adriane Berg, excited to discuss my favorite topic, powerful volunteering and VolunTOUrism, with a person who supports opportunities for 140,000 volunteers. Let's make you one of them. Sit back and relax. All the resources we discuss are on our show notes and on our website, agelesstraveler.com. And while you're on the site, click join our Facebook salon and receive our exclusive fun goodies.
So, Atalaya, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be able to share more about AmeriCorps Seniors.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. Let's talk a little bit about the core mission. What's the purpose of this? This has been around for a very long time. People have heard about it, but they may not know much about it. What's the mission of AmeriCorps Seniors?
So AmeriCorps Seniors is a grant-making office in the federal agency of AmeriCorps. And AmeriCorps' overall mission is to engage everyone, all of our citizens, in service to community. AmeriCorps Seniors is primarily and exclusively, really exclusively, focused on engaging older adults in service in their local communities, where they can make a positive impact on their community while also, learning, growing, making a positive impact on themselves. So we give grants to local community organizations, and they recruit, train, and place older adults in volunteer opportunities in their communities. And you mentioned our programs. We have three signature programs. One is called the Foster Grandparent Program. And in this program, volunteers are partnered with young people, children, and youth, and really help them to develop their academic and social emotional skills. And so they're placed typically in some type of educational setting, but anywhere children are, and you work with them, you commit to them, work with them over the course of the year, and help them just to develop. If they're having challenges in any kind of academics, you might tutor them, help them with their social and emotional skills, which also increases their learning. The service hours are about a minimum of 5 hours per week, but we have volunteers who are serving 40 hours per week.
My father-in-law was a foster grandparent, and for decades, and I will tell you, he told me it was the best time of his week. And he passed away at 92. He started this maybe around 80. And so for a good dozen years, he never, ever stopped. And he had stories. So this is what we talk about when we say real life enrichment.
If you share our passion for volunteering or VolunTOUring, AmeriCorps Seniors is the place to start. And please join our Facebook salon and become an Ageless Ambassador. To join the salon and discover more about the Ageless Ambassador program and AmeriCorps Seniors, simply go to agelesstraveler.com. For more information about VolunTOUR programs, consider checking out the resources that we have right here on the show notes, like Charity Navigator, Charity Watch, GuideStar, Volunteer Match, and of course AARP's Create the Good. You can find all the details on the show notes. And if you have questions about this or anything related to travel or volunteering, don't forget to go to our fan page and record your questions. We might feature them on the show. See the show notes for the fan page link.
Okay, so now I think you're going to tell us about RSVP.
Yes. So the RSVP program, it is a program that is kind of geared and customized to your community. So the organizations that have RSVP grants, they figure out what are the needs in the community that volunteers could help with, and then they place volunteers in those activities. So our RSVP volunteers do everything from, tutoring and mentoring as well. but they also may be working in healthcare facilities. We have people who are working in veterans facilities to help navigate that whole process. We have volunteers who are supporting food pantries, environmental programs, just any kind of other community-based organization or cultural institution that needs help. So some examples might be, you might be placed at a place that supports workforce development and job readiness, and you might be helping people who are coming in to get ready to find their employment. With some volunteers, they help with tax preparation for people who, can't afford to go to a CPA. They help them get their taxes together. Or we have volunteers who also go through a little extra training in tax preparation, and they help military families. Their taxes are very complex,
yes.
but they get trained and they help them.
Many years ago, I was the host of IRS Tax Beat. And I know how difficult those military taxes are and farm taxes for those people in a farming community. And so I just want to point out here that one of the great disappointments in life is after you retire, your skills tend to be not necessary. You love the idea of leisure for a while. They call it retirement honeymoon period. And then after that, what am I going to do with my life? And what am I going to do with a lifetime of skills? Well, here's something you can do with a lifetime of skills. You can use it through the RSVP program. And we're going to help make you really powerful volunteers, not just licking the envelopes, which is sometimes needed too. So don't you go away. We're taking a little bit of a break. We're going to tell you all about our Ageless Ambassador program, where you can volunteer here domestically through AmeriCorps Seniors and other organizations, or VolunTOUR all over the world. Don't you go anywhere.
Have you ever wondered how to make a meaningful impact through volunteering? Well, take a moment to close your eyes and think about what you genuinely love to do. Whether creating art, reading to children, cooking, or any other skill or activity. Then consider who could benefit from what you love to do. You're bound to have several ideas. If not, join us on the Ageless Traveler fan page, where you can ask questions and we'll address them on the show. You'll also find resources to match your passion with volunteer opportunities worldwide. If you have a question about this or anything related to travel or volunteering, please visit that fan page and record your questions. We might feature them on the show. You'll find the link to the fan page right here on our show notes.
I'm here with Atalaya Sergi, and she is the director of AmeriCorps Seniors. She's telling us, whetting our appetite for what we can do with that next stage of life. Now, you have more programs. RSVP is a very broad program with lots to do. But I wanted to concentrate just for a moment on something I didn't know about, called volunteer days, like 9/11 days, Martin Luther King. Could you explain to us what that is?
Yeah, I will share one other program that we have that's part of our kind of signature group is Senior Companions. And that's a program where volunteers support other older adults and people who are living with disabilities to be able to live independently in their home. So you go into their home, help them with some of their daily living activities that they need to do, nothing very medical, but go in and help them with that and provide companionship for them. Because we know that social isolation can really have a negative impact on people. And so this program really helps to kind of mitigate those impacts. Those volunteers may also provide some respite services for people who are taking care of their loved ones in their home and just need a little bit of help. So that's another one of our three kind of big signature programs. But we do have days of service within the agency. And so Martin Luther King Day and 9/11 are our days of service. And so when those days happen, organizations around the country receive grants from us, and they pull together volunteers to do service on those days or around those days, just to really lift up what service means to our country.
Well, this is beautiful. And I do want to mention a couple of things before we take a little bit of our break to tell everybody about our trips, and that's this. I just came back from Vietnam, and there was part of my journey for the International Federation on Aging, which had to do with the fact that I'm one of their representatives to the UN. And there I discovered a Vietnamese program, and that's a very under-resourced nation compared to the United States. But they have a program similar to your Senior Companion program in every village. Yeah, where older adults help other older adults. And I was very, very jealous of it. I'll tell you the truth. I said, my goodness, look what they're doing. Well, we're doing it too. And how are we doing it? Through AmeriCorps Seniors. So we've got that. Yeah, such a beautiful thing. So I want to tell everybody about our trips because we can volunteer together and go to some really exotic and wonderful places. Don't go anywhere.
Come with us to Portugal, May 2024. You know, my mouth is watering as I read the Colette brochure for our May 11th to 24th trip to Portugal and the Azores. I can't wait to revisit Lisbon with you and show you its hidden museums, sip red wine, munch olives, and listen to the fado music. You know, that's a UNESCO heritage experience, but we're also going to bathe in the beauty of the Azores, peer down Canic Crater, stroll in the Terra Nostra Botanic Park. Now, come travel with us, and if you've got a group of 10 or more, or you're a nonprofit organization, discover the benefits of our group programs at Ageless Traveler, featured trips, and group trips. Don't forget, this is the kind of travel that will allow you to never stop traveling.
So we're back, and we're back with a premise, and the premise is that one of the things that could light up your life is you giving what Atalaya Sergi just called service. Service to others, really, it's for yourself. What have you seen in the lives of the folks that have been volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors programs?
Yeah, so what I would say is one of the things that we see is that our volunteers speak to us a lot about finding a purpose. Like you said, once you kind of retire, you kind of get a little disconnected from that work group that you had. And they always talk about how it helps them find a purpose and a way to, like you said, continue to use their skills to help others. So they get reconnected. Our volunteers, every program brings their volunteers together periodically. Some of them come together monthly. Some of them come together maybe every other month or so. But they do come together and people get connected. So you also build new friendships, new connections in your community to other like-minded people who are out there also supporting their community through service. In addition, we did a study. I saw this myself personally, but we did a study on how it impacts the health of our volunteers. 84% reported improved or stable health. They had 88% reported decreased feelings of isolation, and 78% reported that they felt less depressed. So it really does help to improve both your physical and mental health.
Here's some exciting news to get you pumped about volunteering and voluntourism. A 2020 data review in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine found that volunteering for just 2 hours a week, that's 100 hours a year, can significantly reduce your risk of mortality. Yes, you'll live longer, increase physical activity, and improve your overall well-being. It's no surprise because we love to volunteer. If you have questions about this or anything related to travel, volunteering, or voluntourism, please visit our fan page and record your questions. We might feature them on the show. See our show notes for how you can visit that fan page and its link.
So let me tell you something. I am a volunteer in a lot of places, but one of them is my local museum. And I do the art education coordination for the children. So last night, we didn't have volunteers because I live in a very, very hot place, Palm Springs, and then back yet, the snowbirds aren't back. For 3 hours, I stood, never sitting, helping those kids. I didn't even think of it for a minute. Yeah, I think that part of my personal health is that I physically work with some of these children, but mental health for sure. But now let's just talk about some of the hardcore benefits, like how you train people, some of even the insurance benefits that you can get if you're younger. I mean, this really is a community of some benefits for the volunteers. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so all of our programs provide some basic kind of liability insurance. So while you're volunteering, accident insurance, car insurance if you are driving to and from or delivering meals, they want to make sure that you're covered on that. So all of our programs offer that. Foster grandparent and senior companion programs also offer a very small stipend, hourly stipend, for volunteers who are within 200% of the poverty level for their income. And this is just to really help offset any costs that they may incur volunteering and to help them to be able to volunteer as well. Then, yes, all of our volunteers receive training. That training is definitely in the service that you're providing. So if you want to, say, volunteer in the foster grandparent program, but you're feeling like, well, I haven't interacted with children for a long time, or I never was a teacher, I've never been a tutor, that is okay. All of our programs will train you to do the volunteer service that you are interested in. We have people who help other people navigate things like Medicare and Medicaid. They were trained to do that. We also will do trainings on other things. Part of AmeriCorps Seniors' mission is not just to serve the community. We were created to also serve the older adults who participate and volunteer in our programs. So our programs also offer trainings that are just about things that you might want to know about. So they offer training on how to, understand any new laws that might be coming out about benefits and Social Security. They talk about things like health and wellness, but may not be related to the service that you're providing. So they also integrate things in that are just for you to learn about as you go through the training as well. And you can use those things in your personal life as well as your service.
Yeah, so this is such a wonderful thing to enter into. It's really a navigator, a network system for so much that will be fulfilling and health-giving. And I did want to add one thing, though. Before we take a break, I want to tell people about a problem I had, and I solved it. I hope I solved it for everybody. And that is, I really did get marginalized. I've been volunteering a lot, and because I know marketing, I know this and that, I thought, well, they're going to use my skills. But no, there was definitely ageism. There's no doubt. We got to call it out in the staff of a lot of big nonprofit organizations. And we were almost, as volunteers, a burden. Oh, now we got to get these old people something to do. This will not happen with AmeriCorps Seniors. I want to bring that out. But you have a responsibility, too, as a volunteer. And that is showing up. That's number one. Picking where you would really feel that in your heart you're motivated, number two. And number three is learning how to speak out. So I'm going to take a minute now to tell you about Speak Out Communication. It's a course that I developed so that I could give everything I had to give. And then the United Nations took it up in several areas to use it to make people stronger advocates. But it's available to you. So let's take a minute to explain that and go right back to Atalaya because I have a really important personal question to ask her. Don't go anywhere.
I'm inviting you to get a 50% discount on my latest course, Speak Out Communication, a 5-minute recipe to move, touch, and inspire anyone at any time and anywhere. Now, speaking out will make a difference in all areas of your life. It'll help you tell your story if you want to get a job or do fundraising or speak to your healthcare provider or even your family members. If you're shy, you're reluctant to ask for what you want, this is what you're looking for. You will master how to communicate through email, social media, new technologies, and whatever is developed in the future. And you'll also discover how to meet any objection, an intrusion, a pushback, emotionally and effectively in a way that makes a difference to your listener. You will be heard differently. Now, this is a very uniquely designed course, especially made for the boomer. Like me, I know the issues. I know the barriers. I know what happens when you've left perhaps a high position and all of a sudden you feel invisible. Now, this doesn't waste your time. I know you're busy. There's no unnecessary frills. You just learn how to be impactful in a very short period of time. It's clear, it's concise, and it ignites your passion. If you'd like to be an advocate, you can further any good cause by knowing how to speak out and move, touch, and inspire others. It works. It's been used at the United Nations in several places and for many nonprofit organizations and advocates and for individuals like you. How do you access it and get your 50% discount? Well, it makes it under $50 for this 6-week course. You go to speakoutcommunication.com, which you will also find in the show notes, and use the discount code Ageless Traveler.
I want you to tell people about the Pathfinder program, but I'll tell you in what context. My mother. So my mother was a really, really accomplishing, productive woman. And she really had nothing. She had no money. My dad had died. And she took herself up by the bootstraps. And then she became 75 years old. And she wanted to volunteer. And I'm not kidding you, for almost 20 years, she looked for a place that really wanted her services. Did not know about AmeriCorps Senior, which breaks my heart, and could not find her path to the right place to volunteer, and felt useless. Now, that was a long time ago. Things have changed. Seniors have changed. Senior centers have changed. But tell us about that Pathfinder program, because I always thought if she knew about it, if I had known of it, I could have shared it with her and it would have made a difference. So for my sake, for Mom's sake, what's that Pathfinder program all about?
Yeah, we don't want anybody to feel like they can't find their way. So our Pathfinder is actually a database that is on our website at AmeriCorps.gov. And so when you go there and you look under AmeriCorps Seniors, you'll find the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder is a place where you can search for a volunteer opportunity, and you search by your state and your county. And when you get to your county and there's an opportunity there, it will give you the contact information so that you can reach out directly to our program directors in your local communities to talk to them about what opportunities they have. And so it is there for you to be able to use. If for some reason the Pathfinder doesn't work or you try to call and you can't get through, there's also a place that you can send us a message on the website. That message comes directly to the agency. They will route it to us in AmeriCorps Seniors, and we have a staff person that is responsible for checking on those messages and making sure that we follow up. So we are serious about helping you to find a way to our program. So please use the Pathfinder. We have different programs in different areas, but we have programs in every state. We have programs in the District of Columbia, Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. So most places that people are in the U.S., we have a program that you could connect with, and directors that would really love to recruit you into their programs and get you connected with a service opportunity.
Okay, well, this is terrific. I'm going to change gears for a minute here, but first a shameless plug. I won't even throw it into an ad. Don't forget to join our Facebook salon. Every single week, we meet fabulous people together, fabulous travelers, experts in the field of life satisfaction. We have a great advisory board, including a social gerontologist, meaning somebody who can really help you get that life engagement we're talking about right now. All you have to do is go to agelesstraveler.com. You'll see everything is free. Just join our salon and be part of this movement for contributory aging. Meanwhile, we'll go on a lot of great trips. Okay, I said I was going to switch gears. A lot of people listening may have to do with organizations, and one of my volunteers is that I'm a podcaster for the UN, and that particular podcast is called On the Ground. And Atalaya is for NGOs, non-governmental organizations. So we have 2,000 NGOs that listen to our show. You give grants, as you said. Oh, why don't you just give us a little bit of what qualifications, though, are needed if anybody's listening from an organization?
Yeah, so we give grants to nonprofit, community-based organizations. They can be, governmental within like a county or a city. They can be faith-based, tribal nations as well. So we give grants to those organizations in order to, engage and execute on programming in their communities. When we do have grant opportunities that come available, you can find those on the AmeriCorps.gov website under funding opportunities. There's a button at the top. You just go there and all of our opportunities are listed. AmeriCorps Seniors opportunities will be kind of, in the list with all of the other programs, but you can find us there. When we have an opportunity available, my team will do webinars to kind of talk about what the opportunity is, how you can apply, what are the different parts of the application. They'll go over those so that people can really, submit the best application that they can. And then they also hold office hours. So if you still have questions after you go to the webinar, they will put up some office hours. You can just log in and ask them any questions that you need help on. Once you are a grantee of AmeriCorps Seniors, my headquarters team plus our regional team provide technical assistance to help you get your program up and running if it's new, help you figure out, all the different compliance things that you have to do for our grant. But they are there to support you for the entire life of the grant. And we do ongoing trainings. We provide opportunities. When we hear about other funding from other federal agencies or other partner organizations, we make sure that we put that out there as well so that the organizations that are grantees can make sure that their programming can continue and be as robust as they want it to be.
Okay. Now, we'll take a little bit of a break. I want you all to understand what we're doing here at Ageless Traveler. It's a lot more than a travel show, as you can now see. It's really a life engagement show through travel. And through travel, you meet people, you get to see what you would like to accomplish in life, and then you come home. And when you come home, you have AmeriCorps. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Road Scholar is all about touring the world. It offers intermittent VolunTOUR trips through their service learning component. It's not just sightseeing. It's not even just lifelong learning. Road Scholar is a real lifestyle. Check out Road Scholar resource website right here on the show notes. Make lasting friends, enjoy lifelong learning, sightsee, VolunTOUR. And the Ageless Traveler is really dedicated to making you see the world. And guess what? Road Scholar has over 150 trips. Take a look at those show notes and consider the Road Scholar the next time you want to travel.
Okay, sadly, we're coming almost to the end of the show, but I want to, again, switch gears. Many of the people who are listening are very powerful, mature adults, and they have younger family members who look up to them, who do listen to them. And how can they steer their younger friends, their younger family members to other areas of AmeriCorps that's not AmeriCorps Seniors?
Yeah, so like I said, in our agency, we have 4 other programs that are slightly different from AmeriCorps Seniors. So one is called NCCC, and they are looking to recruit people between the ages of 18 and 26. Then we have AmeriCorps Vista, AmeriCorps State National, and Public Health AmeriCorps. And all of them, their age ranges just start at 18, and then they go up. So all of those programs are looking to recruit members for their work that they're doing in the community. If you have someone in your family that you think would be interested in this, just have them go to the website. All of those programs also have pages where you can look at and see what types of opportunities they have available. This year is AmeriCorps' 30th anniversary. So it is a really great time to explore our website, our YouTube channels, our social media channels, because we are celebrating all of our programs and all of the stories of the service that happens around the country. And you can get a real sense of the types of opportunities, the type of service that everyone of all ages are doing across the country. And it gives you a good opportunity to look at and see what programs might be of interest.
So what I want to bring out here is that this is an extremely well thought out program. No matter where you start on that website, you're going to find ways to volunteer, to enrich your life, to help other people, to be contributory, and really to get healthier, which is all part of what this is about. So we come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for being with us. And I'm going to remind everybody to go to our YouTube channel, and you're going to meet Atalaya personally, and we're going to be talking a little bit on the air about her journey with voluntourism and volunteerism and how this helps her give back to the world, not only professionally, but personally as well. Thank you, Atalaya.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I say it every week, but sadly, I'm really sad to have come to the end of the discussion. Thank you for listening. And see the show notes, and also, of course, go to agelesstraveler.com for all the resources that we've mentioned on the show. And join our Facebook salon. Now, all Facebook salon members can ask our expert questions to make you a powerful volunteer and travel with us on upcoming VolunTOUR events and join the Ageless Ambassador program open to all Facebook salon members. Now, you'll love next episode when we talk to a top doctor, Dr. Christopher Starr, about traveling and eye health with a breakthrough in blepharitis or traveler's eye. And please visit the Ageless Traveler YouTube channel to meet Atalaya in person and discover more about the role of volunteering for a healthful and fulfilling life. This is Adriane Berg for the Ageless Traveler, here to make sure you never stop traveling.